What's good, everybody? This is the one and only GM, and today I'm gonna react to the main man Sweden's video of I made a big mistake on Lee and Double Jin. So yeah, I decided to watch this video, and cause y'all really value my opinion on Lee Chaolan as a character. So yeah, I'm gonna react to this video, and I'll let you guys know what I think about what he thinks about Lee Chaolan, and yeah, man, let's get it in with the video.
This video, I'm gonna clear up a huge mistake I've made
A huge mistake
in
he
saying
made.
that Lee is the worst character in the game. He absolutely isn't. I put him at the bottom, the very bottom of the latest tier list I made in his own category, calling him trash, the weakest in the game. Even made a video dedicated to this topic. I made a huge mistake.
Alright, so one thing is for one thing, right? Who actually is the worst character in Tekken 8? I've asked people, and people said all types of stuff. Eddie, Devilgen, Eddie just placed like two Eddie players just placed high in a big tournament, right? And like Devilgen got recently buffed too, right? While standing 14 frame launcher now, so it's kind of hard. At least for me, I don't think anybody's bad in Tekken 8. I think everybody's good, so it's kind of hard to say who's the worst and who's not, right?
And I gotta say, he absolutely isn't. And I'm gonna clear that up in this video. And the weakest character in the game is Devilgen, in my opinion. Thing with Lee is that...
Yeah, the Devilgen stuff, like, they literally just buffed him with the 14 frame while staying 2 launcher. And I think anybody that has a knockdown low into full combo and an electric is not weak. That's just my opinion. He also has a guard break, unbreakable throw. It's kind of hard to say that he's terrible when he has all those things, right? But like I said, I don't think anybody's bad. Devilgen in a long set might not be that good, but in a short 2 out of 3 setting, he's very dangerous. And that's all you need to place in a tournament.
he has access to a couple of tools that a bad character just can't have. It's just way too strong. Like, first off, you can look at his 10 frame punish.
Yeah, but he still thought Lee was bad even though Lee had that, right? But yeah, Acid Rain is good.
Like, that's like 47 damage, 10 frame punish. That ain't fucking low tier. And his keep out, back 4, counter hit launcher, super safe on whiff, like...
Actually not very safe on whiff. You could whiff punish it, but, alright. And it's 20 frames, so you have to be careful just doing it randomly. Lee takes a lot of brain, man. That's why I like playing him. He takes a lot of brain. You have to have a really strong poke fundamental game. Like, it takes a lot of talent to play Lee at a high level.
Recovers instantaneously. Super strong. And the only character in the game to have a magic 4 at 11 frames that will launch.
Another thing with the Magic 4, he's not the only one, right? His Magic 4 combo is like Law and Shaheem, that they gotta commit to it, right? Lee's 4-3-4 is obviously his best damage, and it's the safest way, but you could float him out of the last hit. You could duck the second hit, 4-3. Doing Magic 4-4-4 is really risky, obviously, because you could duck the last hit and launch him, and then 4-4 by itself is punishable, right? So Lee is taking a risk doing the Magic 4, but having a Magic 4 combo is really good.
55 damage, 11 frame, magic 4. Counter hit launcher. Sure, Horang and Law can launch you in heat at 10 frames,
Yep.
but still, he doesn't need heat to do that. 1+2. This is a god button, 1+2. It's a mid, counter hit launcher, right?
I wouldn't really call it a god move, because it's 21 frames, right? The thing with 1+2, because a lot of League players come to me, they always ask me, like, yo, GM, how do you land that move on counter hit so much? A lot of League players have a lot of trouble doing that move, and also have a lot of trouble understanding when to do the move. The move is pretty damn hard to place, because it's 21 frames, right? And everybody mashes so much. And in Tekken 8, Lee has had 1+2 since he's had it since like Tekken 4, Tekken 5, but and is always like knocked down on counter hit. But in Tekken 6, that's when he started getting a counter hit combo, and that's when 1+2 became a homing move, right? 1+2 is one of those moves really that it stops somebody from completely option selecting Lee. So 1+2, Lee needs 1+2, right? If they ever took out the homing properties of 1+2, or anything like that, like Lee will be kind of unplayable. Like Lee just needs 1+2. Without 1+2, you know, he won't be able to play because his tracking is bad. Which is why when you see me or other Lee players play, half the match is just us spamming 1+2 all day because we have no choice. Everybody's just gonna consistently sidestep duck, sidestep duck, sidestep duck, and 1+2 is literally the only thing Lee has to stop somebody. In season 2, it obviously got nerfed. They nerfed the range, so 1+2 was more of a godly move in season 1 because you couldn't backdash out of it and you just had to hold it. But now it just randomly whips and you can backdash out of it. It's just hard to place because it's 21 frames.
Yep, that's a mid counter hit launcher. You see that. It's got generous reach, decent enough startup at 21, right? And it's homing. It's a homing mid counter hit launcher. And on block, -2 when I go into Hitman.
No, when he goes into Hitman, it's +2, not -2. So he's +2. So the fastest thing you could do is Hitman jabs. But if somebody does a jab or crouch jab, it's going to trade, right? So when you do 1+2 with Lee on block and you go into Hitman, you have to hard read a lot, right? If somebody does a crouch jab, you got a low parry. Somebody does jabs, you got a high crush. If somebody does like a mid that's 13 frames and slower, you can Hitman 1-1-1. So like it's plus, but it's not plus enough to make your opponent have to just sit there and block. There's a lot of guessing on Lee. It's kind of like the same as like a down for 1 on block -1, things of that nature. So Lee is kind of like that. He has to poke you a lot, and he has to make a lot of reads on hit and block. So it's a lot of high level stuff.
If I do Hitman 1 here, we trade. I mean, and then you have all kinds of mix-ups, you know, of course, with power crush and stuff. Yeah, you know, he can do anything from here.
Yeah, he could do a lot of stuff. So it's a lot of reads, right? Also, Hitman stance is weak to the right, so you could sidestep to the right and evade all the options. And if she starts doing Hitman 3, you can sidestep and duck. If he does Hitman 2, you sidestep and duck. You evade it. Hitman 4-3, etc., etc. So that's the thing with Lee. He has a lot of counterplay, so he's pretty balanced.
But like, this is a god button. Are you kidding me? Mid counter hit launcher with decent range that is +2 on block.
Don't get me wrong, this move is really, really good, and obviously it's like Lee's best move because it stops somebody from mashing and sidewalking all the time. So it's a really, really good move. That's one of Lee's best moves, though.
And then, of course, like, this is a very strong low. 16 frame startup. Sure, it's launch punishable on block, but it's still a super evasive counter hit launching low.
That move is extremely balanced, right? Down 3 is really balanced low because 1, yes, is launch punishable, right? But he forgot to say it has 0 tracking, which is why 1+2 comes into play. 1+2, you do enough 1+2s, it will stop somebody from sidewalking. So down 3 has a lot of counterplay. When I fight Lees like to spam down 3 a lot. So I'm constantly just sidewalking to evade it. Or I could just duck one time and get a full launcher. So down 3 is a very, very risky low. But the low becomes balanced. Because if you hit somebody on counter hit with them, you get a full combo if you could land the pickup, right? So it's a balanced low. I wouldn't really say it's cheap. Because you could punish it. It has a lot of counterplay. I think more moves in Tekken should be like Lee's down 3, where there's a lot of counterplay to it that you can't just do it. You know, you could get punished really hard for doing it.
You know, so fast at 16 frames. Counter hit launcher.
So yeah,
I can't do the follow up though because I fucking suck.
Yeah, the follow up is hard.
No, I got it. My God, I'm a goddamn god. I don't even play Lee. That ain't low tier.
Yeah, but the thing you gotta see is this, right? Lee has had down 3 counter hit forever, and he has 1+2 counter hit forever. So it's like those are tools that he's always has, and it's not really things that be like, yo, Lee got this now. He's godlike. Well, he's always had that, right? So it's just like Lee generic tools that he's always had as a character. You know what I'm saying? So it's like another thing too, like moves like that. You gotta, like, this is the way Lee is. If you're not mixing somebody up with pokes, you gotta hit somebody up on counter hit. And the hardest thing people have trouble doing with Lee is obviously mixing people up poke wise to get them to swing. People have a hard time playing defensive because somebody just plays defensive and sidewalks left and starts ducking. The down 3 is gonna get launched. You're gonna get sidewalked and launch, and then if you spam 1+2, they could magic for you, counter hit you out of it, or just sidestep block all day. So it's rough, man. It takes a lot of talent to play.
But it's very, very strong.
So it's good.
And I'm sure you've seen how strong his combos are. Have you seen his 10 frame? 2-2-3? Have you seen this shit? That's a 10 frame counter hit wall splat. That's confirmable.
Another thing with that is, that makes that move balanced too, is -13 on block. So it's not safe. You can't just do it all day, right? And 2, you have to confirm it. And if you don't confirm it, you do 2-2. 3 on block, you could duck the last hit. So all this stuff is good stuff, but it's counterplay to it. I think what makes a character really good in Tekken 8 is if there's not a lot of counterplay to it, right? Or you can't punish it. So everything that he said with Lee is stuff that you could punish pretty hard if you know, counterplay it correctly, right?
All the damage, that's guaranteed. That ain't low tier.
The 2-2-3 is good, but like I said, the stuff he's shown so far is stuff that requires the opponent to swing. He hasn't done anything that will counter an opponent if they don't swing. He's just showing counter hit properties. You can say the same thing with Brian, right? Brian hits you on counter hit. Oh, look, 3+4. Oh, you died. 4-3. Oh, look what it does on counter. You die. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between Lee and Brian, is that Brian has a lot of stuff to open you up defensively. Like, even if you blocking Brian's stuff, he can still open up you easy because a taunt jet up a 3+4 into 2 in the snake eyes. You know, you could charge it up unblockable. Taunt is unblockable. Soccer ball kick, quarterback 1. He has a lot of stuff to get you. Lee, like, all his stuff is like really cheap on counter hit. But if you don't swing, it's all big risk, right?
Or like his lows here, like this one, -13 on block.
That low is alright. It's kind of slow. I wouldn't. It's alright.
Down into guaranteed follow up. What?
-14.
Silver. What's
-14.
this called? Silver tail or something?
-14. That's good too. It's pretty punishable.
This is guaranteed. That's guaranteed.
It's not guaranteed. If you hold forward, you can sprint kick the thing. But it's good that I watched this video so I could correct a lot of things.
This is in fact a pretty strong character. So yeah, that's just a big L on me and my opinions. I just, having played a little bit of Lee, having played against Lee, I'm just sitting there like, how the hell can you call a character garbage that has a 10 frame like that? That has a mid like this? That has an 11 frame counter tool like this?
He probably got counter hit by a Lee player a lot. That's why he's saying this, because he's not really showing. I think when you make a video about you making a big mistake on a character, you should at least show the counterplay stuff and not just the strength. He didn't show you how to counter any of these moves or showed any kind of risk involved. I think if you don't want to be biased, it's good to show the strengths and the weaknesses. Similar to what I do on all my Lee Chaolan videos, that I show the strengths and the weaknesses of everything Lee has. But yeah, he didn't show, you know, that you could duck the last hit of that. He didn't show you could duck, you know, down 3, you could sidewalk it. The 1+2, he didn't show you could interrupt it or sidestep duck. He didn't show a lot of counterplay, but everything he showed would just counter his stuff. He didn't really show anything like, okay, what happens if somebody just sits there and blocks?
I've been sort of overrating Double Jin because...
Alright, so that's it for the Elite section, right? So that's the only thing I wanted to cover. I don't really care about the Devil Jin stuff. This is what I gotta say about Lee Chaolan. I wish he would have showed things that make Lee, like, pretty good. He didn't show While Standing 1. That's one of Lee's best moves. Extremely good. You can mix it up with slide, Silvertail. It's a good check if somebody sees you ducking. And then, of course, you could do While Standing 1, 2, and, you know, confirm the counter hit if somebody swings or everything. I also wish he would have showed Lee's heat moves. Down 4, 3+4 is really, really good. That's a really good move. Another thing, too, he didn't really go into depth on everything about Lee's punishment. He just showed like 2 or 3 moves, and he just showed the counter hit properties. Don't get me wrong, I agree with him. Lee is not the worst character in the game. I think Lee is actually pretty good, but that's based just off of like certain things I've learned about Lee in season 2 that made me change my opinion. Because season 1 and season 2 Lee, you have to play them completely different. Season 1 Lee is obviously better than season 2 Lee, because season 1 Lee doesn't need to really mix up his pokes or play 50-50s on you. Season 1 Lee could literally just play a counter hit game and keep out and poke you a little bit and beat you. But since they nerfed down to the range on 1+2, and they made the life bar bigger, Lee in season 2 is forced to mix you up a lot more with pokes to get damage. He has to mix you up a lot. So that's the difference between season 1 and season 2 Lee. Season 1 Lee could counter hit fish a lot more efficiently because it ain't nerf his crushes. And the life bar is regular, so he could just kill you with counter hit stuff. And since the life bar is big in season 2, it forces Lee to go for more poke mix-ups. But that's, like I said, that's because his crushes got nerfed. Like down 2 got nerfed, down 4-2 got nerfed. While staying 2-3, doesn't get a full half-life combo going into heat anymore. So there's a lot of changes with Lee that force him to have to go more ham in season 2. But he's still good. I think characters like Lee and Fakuram are like kind of like what every Tekken character should be. Like, you know, solid tools, good tools, but a decent amount of counterplay, like you know, like actual weaknesses that you could take advantage of when you fight against them. I think the issue with Tekken 8 with characters like Asuka and Brian and stuff like that, and Anna and Clive, there's not really a lot of counterplay to the things they do, and it's just like strengths, and like no weaknesses. Tekken would be a way better game if more characters had like glaring weaknesses that you can actually exploit. But yeah, man, I think Lee is good too. I actually have no idea who's the worst character in the game. Maybe somebody in the comments could say who's actually the bottom characters in the game. But yeah, I don't think Lee is horrible. I think you could win with Lee if you play solid enough. So yeah, guys, let me know what y'all think about what I said and this video. And let me know what else y'all think I should react to. I appreciate all the support. We have over 5 million views on my YouTube channel, and we're close to 16K subscribers. So if y'all like my content, be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. And also tell everybody else about my content. I'm trying to make all different types of content, reaction, tutorials, high-level match videos, food videos too, which I always upload as shorts. But yeah, man, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, take care, and laters.